Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Charan. In this video tutorial, I will explain in Django application how to insert the selected multiple checkbox values into db.sqlite3 database. Now I am selecting the courses C#, Python and JavaScript. I have selected 3 courses. Now before insert this record, let's check. Right now this course name contains empty. Check the checkbox courses. Say 0 because 0 objects are present right now. Let's insert the record. So here we got a message, record inserted successfully. Click OK. Let's check. I'm reloading the browser. So if you notice here, the first object is inserted successfully. Let's browse this object, what it contains. See here, a Python, JavaScript and C#. We have inserted the multiple selected checkbox values into this course name. Let's insert a PHP and Python. I'm inserting only 2 courses. Click insert record. Now let's check the checkbox courses. See here the second object, checkbox course. Let's browse that object. See Python and PHP. We have selected 2 courses. That's it. We have implemented to insert multiple selected checkbox values into db.sqlite3 using Django web framework.
If you are a first time visitor to my channel, please subscribe to get the latest updates.
Before creating a new Django web application, first we'll create a new folder in this local disk D drive. Right click the mouse, click new, select folder. And the folder name is Checkbox Multiple Values. Is my application name, is a folder name, sorry. Let's browse this folder. Right now this folder is totally empty. Now let's create a new Django web application in this folder. I'm using Visual Studio Code to create a new Django web application. But first we'll add the project folder which we have created in the local disk D drive. Go to File, after that click Open Folder. And let's select the folder name Checkbox Multiple Values, which is a folder name, and click the button Control Select Folder. And the folder is successfully added to our Visual Studio Explorer panel. At the right side we got a welcome page. Let's close that welcome page. Now let's create the new Django web application in this folder. So let's open View, then click Terminal. And here we got our terminal, which is nothing but a command prompt. If you notice, the path is the checkbox multiple values, which is our folder name, and the folder and the drive is the D drive. Let's create a new Django web application. Django-admin start project. Then let's give the project name Checkbox multiple values. This is my application name. Click enter. And the application is successfully created into this folder. Let me expand this application. And this application contains one subfolder with the same project name and one manage.py Python file. Let me expand this subfolder also. And this subfolder contains some Python files. All these files and folders has been created automatically when I create this project. Now let's run the server to check this application is working properly or not on the browser. Let's copy this application name, cd change directory. Let's add our application name to the path, then run the Python manage.py, run server. Click enter. And after we run the server, notice we don't have any issues, and below that we got the web link, which is our server name. Control plus click to browse the application, and here we got the output of the application, which is a default page. Now let's check the admin panel. And here we got prompt with the username and password to log into SQLite3 database. But we don't have any username and password. Let's create that one. Control C to exit the server. Now Python manage.py create super user. Click enter. Oops, here we got, so first we need to migrate this migrate python manage.py.migrate. After migrating the tables, then we'll create a super user. See, notice that the db.sqlite3. So after successfully applied all the migrants to our application, now next create the super user. Create super user is a single word. Click enter. So now we got prompt with the username. The username is Charan. Enter. The email ID is charan@gmail.com, and I have given some space there, gmail.com. Now the password is, I'm adding a simple password 1234 and 1234. Here I got some small warning here. This password is too short and it may contain set characters. Just for the demo purpose, I have added only a very weak password. So to bypass this password, I'm clicking Y, which means yes. Here we got the super user created successfully. Now let's run the server to log into our admin panel. See, after we run the server, notice we don't have any issues, and also we don't have any warnings to migrate our applications. Then below that, this is our web server link, which we have already added here. Now the username is Charan and the password I have added 1234. Click login. So notice here I have successfully logged in with my username Charan. After I created the new user, the admin user, now I require the database, the table name here. So to create a table in this db.sqlite3, Control C, let's exit from the server. Now in db.sqlite3, to create a table object in Django web application, we require the models page. Now let's select the subfolder of the application, right click the mouse, click new file, click add models.py. The page name is models.py, and here we got the models.py, and this models.py contains a class and properties. The class name, which is nothing but the table object, which is our table name, and the properties, which is nothing but our column names of the table. So before that, let's import the models class from Django.db import the models class. Then define a class. Checkbox insert is my table name. Here I'm adding models.model column. Now in this class, let's define the properties. Here the properties I'm adding is the course name. This one, instead of checkbox insert, checkbox course. The class name, which is nothing but the table object name. and course name is a property which is our the column name is equals to models dot char field. The data type is the character and max length is equals to 100. I'm adding only the single row to add the multiple selected checkbox values into this single column. Then let's save this file. After saving this file, the models.py, we need to register this model to the admin. So again, select the subfolder, right click the mouse, click new file, add admin.py, enter. And here we got the admin page. In this admin page, we have to register our models. But before that, from Django.contrib import, I'm importing the admin class. After that, we need to import these models also from this model page is inside this folder. So chkbox multiple values dot models. In this models page, we have the class. I'm importing this class name from this models. Then admin.site.register. I'm register the site, this class, which is our table name or class name here. Let's save this file, save all. After that, the next step, the most important, open settings.py. In the settings.py, come to the bottom, in the install underscore app, between single quotes, I'm adding my application name, which is a checkbox multiple values, chkbox multiple values. Make sure you give the correct name here. Then let's save this file. I'm not configuring any database here because the default database is a SQLite3 only. Now let's run the server. Let's first migrate manage the py, migrate, enter, and no migrations to apply. Now let's run the server. Run server. See, after I run the server, notice I don't have any issues in this application, and below that we got the web server link, which I have already opened here. Now let's refresh the admin panel. So here we got the checkbox courses, the database name. When I notice when I browse this object checkbox courses, here we got an optional error because there is no such tables with this name. So let's create a table. To create a table, Ctrl C, again come to the come out from the server, Ctrl C. Now Python manage.py, I'm migrating run sync db. It creates the table. So here the creating table, this is the table is created successfully. Now let's run the server. So after I run the server, we don't have any errors. Again, switch back to the browser. Now let's reload the browser. So notice here the checkbox courses is created successfully. And now if you check here the plus symbol when I click, notice here the course name, which is the property name. If you check the models.py, the course name, here is our column name. So now let's insert the multiple selected checkbox values into this single column. Switch back to the coding part, Control C. Now let's add the templates folder to render our HTML pages. So right click the application, click new folder. The folder name is a templates. Enter. Here we got our templates folder. Now let's add the HTML page. Click new file, index.html. Enter. And here we got our index.html page. Doc type. I'm closing the HTML tag. Inside the HTML, I'm adding the header section. In the header section, I'm adding the title tag. In the title, multiple selected checkbox values insert is my title for my web page. After the header section, I'm adding the body tag. Inside the body, I'm adding the center tag. In the center tag, I'm adding h1 tag. How to insert, and let's copy some multiple selected checkbox values into db.sqlite3 and the h3 tag Django web tutorials. Then after the headings, I'm adding horizontal line. After the horizontal line, I'm adding the course name. Courses is equals to, which is a label, and then here input type is equals to checkbox, and the value is equals to the courses I'm adding here is Python. Copy this Python, and let's add here Python. Let's copy this one, paste here, paste here, paste here, paste here. I'm adding 5 checkbox values. The second one is a JavaScript. Copy this JavaScript and paste here. The next one is a MVC. Copy this one and paste here. The fourth checkbox value is a PHP. Copy that PHP value and paste here the label. And the last one is a C#. Let's copy this and paste here. After the checkbox control, I'm adding a simple horizontal line. After the horizontal line, I'm adding one button control, submit button control. Submit, and the value of the button control is, and the value is equals to insert record. Let's close the button control. Now after that, what I'm doing, after the horizontal line, I'm adding the form tag, the form method, because I'm posting the data. So let's add the post. Let's close this form tag. I'm closing this form tag after the button control. And also, this is the most important step. When we are posting data in Django, we need to add the CSRF underscore token. CSRF underscore token. This command is it protects our data from the hackers. So make sure when we are posting the data in Django, we need to add this line CSRF underscore token. Then what I'm doing, I require the views page to insert the values. So again, switch back. So again, right click the multiple values, the subfolder, click new file. I'm adding views.py. Enter. In the views.py, first let's add the necessary classes from Django dot. First I want to render the HTML page in the view. So Django dot shortcuts import, I'm adding render. Then open admin.py, I require this, the multiple models class also. Copy that one and paste here. After that, let's define the function save values. Save values is a request colon if request dot method, if request dot method is equals to double equals to post, I'm posting the data colon. So which values I'm posting? If request dot post dot get method between single quotes, the get method, the selected checkbox values I'm posting. So what are the selected checkbox values? First I want to display in a text box control. So after the horizontal line, I'm adding the input type is equals to text and name here is equals to check value. Let's close the checkbox value. Copy this one and paste in the views. Those values, the text box values I'm getting here. Column. Then let's define the object save data. Save data is equal. Save data is a object. Let's add this checkbox course, which is the class name. From this class name we can get the properties. So save data dot check value. So what I'm doing here, instead of check value, I'll give the same name, the property name. So instead of check value, add the course name, and the views also add the course name. And here the course name, the property name from the model is equals to, let's copy this one and paste here. Then let's save the data. Save data dot save method. I'm saving the data with save method. Once the record is saved, I want to redirect this function return render request. I'm requesting between single quotes. I'm requesting this template index.html. Let's copy this one. The else part colon paste here. That's it. This is a simple code to insert the values. Save this file. So now open index.html. What I'm doing, let's save all the files again. It's already saved. So run the server. We'll check the basic output, how it looks. Oops, here we forgot. We need to add the URL also. Open urls.py from .import views. The template we are getting from this views page. Path between single quotes, comma, views dot. I'm adding the function and save values. Not here in the URLs. That's it. Let's save this file. Save all. So again, after I run the server, there is no issues found. This is our the web URL. Notice when I click mouse plus control plus mouse click, now the default web page is our index.html. Oh, template does not exist. Sorry for that. Let's fix that one. In the settings of py, we have to add, in the settings of py, notice in the template section the dirs os.path.join method. I want to join the templates with our base directory. So this join method takes two parameters, base underscore directory, comma, between single quotes I am adding the templates folder. This folder, the templates folder, contains all our HTML pages. Right now we have only one. Now let's save this file, save all. So again we have to run the server, Ctrl C, run server. See here, again we don't have any issues. Now let's reload the browser. So now here we got the output. Notice the header tags, the courses contains and the Python, JavaScript, MVC, PHP and C#. Now my aim is, when a user selects the checkbox values, the selected checkbox values, first I want to display in this text box control, then after that I will insert the records. So I'm using the jQuery functionality to get the selected checkbox values into this text box control. So when we are implementing the jQuery functionality, first thing we require the latest jQuery CDN line. So again, open the new tab and search for jQuery latest CDN Google, enter. And from the search results, I am selecting the hosted libraries, which is the Google developers. And in the Google hosted libraries, notice in the library section, we got the latest jQuery snippet, the CDN link. Let's copy that one. The version I'm using 3.4.1, right now the present version of the jQuery. Let's copy that one and paste in the index.html inside the header section. In the header section, after the title, let's paste that one. After adding the jQuery CDN, now we can add the script tag, the script. Inside the script, let's close the script tag. Now before adding the jQuery snippet, now in the input checkbox elements, let's define the property class is equals to chk values is the class name. Let's copy this one, paste to all checkbox elements, the fourth checkbox and the last one is the check values, and the id, let's add the id is equals to text values, and also I'm adding id for the button control. Id is equals to but1. So after adding the class attributes, the properties to these elements, now dollar document dot ready function let's close this. Now in this ready function, when the user clicks the checkbox elements, so dollar between single quotes, I'm using the class name. When we are implementing the class names in jQuery, we need to prefix with a dot check values, the class name dot click function let's add the semicolon. So whatever the selected checkbox values I want to display in the text box element. So here let's define text is equals to, let's give the empty because we are selecting multiple values, semicolon. Here is a variable text. Then dollar between single quotes, what are the selected checked values of the checkbox. So chk c values, this class name here, colon check dot each function semicolon, the function name is wrong here, selected checkbox values I want to add here in this variable text, plus is equals to, I am concatenating the multiple values. So dollar this dot val method plus is it comma, and what are the values are present in this txt value variable I want to display, dollar between single quotes I want to display in this text box element. So let's copy the id, hash text values dot val method. In this val method I am adding this variable text. Let's see something I'm not finding. Semicolon. That's it. Now let's check the output. Now let's check the base. Now let's check the output. Save the file index.html. After save this file, now reload the browser. I'm reloading the browser. Now I'm selecting the JavaScript. See here we got the JavaScript comma here MVC PHP. If I unselect MVC, it's gone. If you notice here, the comma is appearing after the end of the course. So let's remove the last index value of this text. So the same JavaScript jQuery functionality, text is equals to text dot substring method. The substring method, this substring method takes parameters, two parameters, the starting number and ending number. The starting number is 0, comma, and the ending number is text dot length property -1, the last value I want to delete. That's it. And we already wrote the code. When I click the button control, I want to display the message on click event on CLICK on click event is equals to return alert message. When I click the button control, first I want to display this alert message on the browser. between single quotes, record between single quotes, record inserted successfully. This alert message I want to display. Let's save this file, save all. Let's check the final output. I'm reloading the browser. After I reload the browser, now I'm selecting the courses C#, Python and JavaScript. I have selected 3 courses. Now before insert this record, let's check. Right now this course name contains empty. Check the checkbox courses. See 0 records. 0 objects are present right now. Let's insert the record. So here we got a message, record inserted successfully. Click OK. Let's check. I'm reloading the browser. So if you notice here, the first object is inserted successfully. Let's browse this object, what it contains. See here, a Python, JavaScript and C#. We have inserted the multiple selected checkbox values into this course name. Let's insert a PHP and Python. I'm inserting only 2 courses. Click insert record. Now let's check the checkbox courses. See here the second object, checkbox course. Let's browse that object. See Python and PHP. We have selected 2 courses. That's it. We have implemented to insert multiple selected checkbox values into db.sqlite3 using Django web framework.